Well, greetings. Thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast brought to you by Fifth Dimension. I wanted to go put down, I guess, alien experiences. I guess I should call it alien experiences, but I'm going to do reptilian experiences for a start. Take it. I've shared this in the past, but it's been a while, so I figure I'll share it again. So, because it came up recently, and of course there's new people here, and people have not really experienced it. So, let me make this a little bit short. But when I started channeling my spirit guide, at first I channeled the Zeta. After that, I think it was the next day, I felt them on their ship moving around. And one of the feelings I got from it, I don't want to be on this planet. That was one of the feelings they said back to me. Gee, I wonder why. And I think I was going through some stuff too at that time too. So, I wonder why. Yeah, I felt them. It was, you just feel it. I don't know how to describe it. You just feel them moving around. They tap into your energy, and they do it all the time. Not all the time, but over the 4 years I've been doing this, I've been doing it on and off. So the next one was, let's see, it was I was going to, I was channeling for about a year almost, and almost like 6 or 9 months. I took a break from it, but either way, I was going to a park to connect to the energies. I was on the highway, and I felt a Palladian ship, tall blondes, and I felt their ship move. There was 2 passengers on it that were flying it, and I just felt it move. So, once again, I don't know how to explain how I feel that, but people can call it whatever you want to call it. I feel it was very legit. When you go through it, it's a different story. So, another one was a feline being that appeared where I live as a hologram. I'm not too thrilled about that one. But I have that. So I'm gonna ways of that one. The next, I don't know if this is all in order, but I always put it out there. These are all feelings. It's not, feelings where you actually feel that they're there. The next one, I was going to Coral Castle, and I went to Naples. I wanted to get something to eat, so I went to their mall there. I remember the mall is. And I was walking to a place to get something to eat, and I could feel a reptilian being that was aggravated that I was there. I could feel him moving around. He was super pissed, and there was nothing there. So I got, I don't know. When they get mad, they can't hide this stuff. So I'm just putting this out there. It was pretty fascinating. It wasn't scary or anything. It was fascinating. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, these are all out of order. When I was channeling, we're doing webinars like once a week, or 4 or 5 times a week. We did channeling on the cone heads, and after that, this is like early, like 3 months into this. After that, I felt after that channeling, I went downstairs, and in the kitchen, I didn't feel comfortable at all. So in the morning, I just get the hell out of the kitchen. So in the morning, I open up the fridge. You can see the light. It's in the corner of my eye. I saw a reptilian. Just the corner of my eye. You can't miss it. He was super pissed. I went to a psychic circle after that. Later in the day. So I didn't do that channel. I didn't do another channeling that day because I remember going to the psychic circle. I might be able to figure out what day it was. It was 2016, I believe, or 2015. And when I was there, a lot of people there are intuitive, so I channeled the Nordics there. So some people got freaked out what I was connected to. Either way, but some of the people there felt there was a presence there. And I told them about the reptilian I saw, and they said, "Yeah, I felt something walking around tapping his toe. He was kind of pissed off." So, take it what you want, but you gotta be pretty open-minded to this stuff. yeah. So when I first, and also, yeah, when I was going to sleep after that, yeah, after the Conehead one, I think it was after the Conehead one, I felt a presence by my door where I sleep. It was not pleasant. I guess I had more interactions than I realized. And here's another one. Somebody gave me a an audio. It's actually in my it's on my YouTube channel about Elijah or something like that. That's a Palladian. I forget his name, but he's talking about positive energies and all that. So I was listening to it at night. The lights are off. All he has is YouTube playing, and you can. I was playing that, and the Palladian was talking. It was a channeling basically, and I felt I saw something green get agitated right in front of me. So it was a reptilian that wasn't too obviously had some old darkness. So obviously there's, however you want to look at it, they're keeping an eye on us. So that was fascinating. So I played it again, never happened again. So, but they weren't expecting that, apparently. So, and where they were, because there was two of them, it wasn't that far from me. It wasn't, obviously reptilian energy, so obviously they had their own little negativity that they weren't. Because that Palladian talk's supposed to clear out negativity. So that was cool. The next, I can't even keep track of all of them. Well, I can tell you, if there's others, are not really, it got kind of, in the first year, it was real active, and after that, kind of died down. That's right. This was last year. I was at Universal, and that's when I kind of went nuts for Alien Disclosure, because I'm at Universal going to channel, and I feel this voice talking to me. I know it was a Palladian being very positive. I mean, positive, like as positive as you can get, telling me to talk about Alien Disclosure. And then I went on this whole Alien Disclosure kick last year. I was going to talk about the Illuminati and stuff like that. I went right into Alien Disclosure. It was good, and the kick gets kind of old because nothing happens. But I was explaining what I saw about it, and I felt it was going to happen that year because the energies are really strong with me. It really messed me up in a good way, I would say. Obviously, I had no results, so you can say technically it kind of took to a down in that regard. But whatever. It's it's on how you look at it. It's a positive, just pain in the ass. So this year, I don't think I've really had anything really. I don't feel like I really need anything. Take me to your leader type of stuff. Only thing is, today I saw. This is what inspired it. Today I saw a reptilian, leave. I was talking to somebody. I felt a reptilian leave the space. So I don't normally see stuff like that. It was about some other this, Egyptian person. It's that a lot of beings were channeling through him. He's not a channeler, but if you're if you have a super ego, wherever it is. Either way, he was carrying a lot of stuff, and as I tap into it, I saw one leave. Let's put it that way. Apparently, didn't like me seeing what they're up to. So, the Arab world is very connected to Egyptian energies. Of course, if you allow, if you allow this stuff, all this kind of stuff can attach to you. So, obviously, you gotta be careful in that regard. But you can have all these beings speaking through, giving you instincts about certain people. Some of it might be a little bit spooky because they're trying to manipulate whatever it might be that's going on. And some of these people are, kind of have their own high vibrational, I would say high vibrational, magician energies within themselves, and so they have all these beings working through them. It's weird, but when you experience it, that's so weird. I think that's it for the experiences. I can't think of anything else. If there's anything else, I can't think of it. It's been kind of slow for a while. It's been slow this year, that's for sure. If there's been anything this year, I cannot remember. Nothing. Well, other than I mentioned recently, I saw a Zeta, but it was in my mind's eye. It wasn't anything I could actually feel like, course, when I was starting all this, I did feel like I think an Arcturian touched me with his finger on the back of my neck. That was weird. It was very quick. I know it was somebody. It was weird. So I was taking out the garbage. I felt something on the back of me. And nobody was there. It's like fuck it. So that's about all I got to report on that. So I figured yeah, so the reptilian presence that happened today, it was real brief. It wasn't anything. Like I said, when you get these beings agitated, that's when they can't always cloak that, but they cloak quite a bit. Oh, yeah, that's right. And this was another one. This is probably the neatest, one of the neatest ones. They're all pretty fascinating. I think this is also in the first year, I'd say 2016, when I started going to Disney. I think it was like real early when I started going to Disney, which makes sense why this happened. I would be sitting here and I'd feel like a door would open up and a being would come through it. It was a reptilian. And at first I was like, that's freaking awesome. It wasn't negative. And then when I was going to, yeah, it must have been one of the early Disney ones, because I went there at night, and the place I went to, once again, the portal opened, the being came through. So I channeled the being. And, I did. That's when I did a live channelings from places I go to, but I don't do that anymore because it keeps breaking up. So that was a neat one. I mean, you actually can feel a door open behind you and somebody coming through. So I think that's about it. If there's anything else, anybody? I mean, obviously, I have a little occasional stuff here and there that I don't really pick up on. But those are probably the major ones. So it's not really reptilian experiences, all different being experiences, but I can't think of anything else. It's been really, really dull for a long time. Yeah, every once in a while I feel like when I did the channel text, after I did that, I would feel a Palladian presence around me. But that's about it. So, which is very positive. I haven't done any channel text. I was going to, but time is not. I got some other stuff I'm working on. I'll eventually be public. Eventually. I don't know when. We're getting there. I got one project I'm working with an artist. I have no time frame on. I got no control over it. I got another project that feels like the universe is helping me on. It's like, okay, I got this other artist, which is fine, but now I'm not on my timeline. I'm on his, so I don't know where things are going to happen. I don't know what to expect. So this other project, it's not really an galactic story, but it is kind of it's an AI story. So when I have something to show, I will post it here. Maybe next week, maybe 2 weeks, to give a little bit of glimpse of what's going on. Maybe we'll see how things go. I got like 2 projects. The wizard project that I'm working on, that's not really going anywhere anymore. We'll see. Like I said, it's out of my hands, so that's where all that wizard channeling's been coming from. So we'll see where that happens. Everything is well, we'll just have to wait and see. I don't even know where everything's going. For those that are new to all this, if you're still here, we have avatar.com. We have private sessions throughout the week. We have, what is this? Scheduler here. We're going to add a channel. It'll be bizarre. A Google Hangout, Zoom in channeling by phone. The shop here, yeah, it's 10 days. Some people it's 15 days. Some people it's 20 days. So I'm trying to go as fast as I can. I think I can catch up a little bit tomorrow. Most likely it'll be Thursday. Same situation here. I have other channels of heroes I do recommend. You have Social Network and Awesomeness. Thank you for your support. Okay, oh yeah, Mission to Mars. If you search for that on YouTube, it's an old movie. I haven't watched it yet. I heard Dan Aykroyd talk about it. Apparently, they go to Mars and they find Earth stuff there. Like Marilyn Monroe, so like the Martians help humanity. So it's pretty fascinating. Yeah, in the trailer they show they go into this room, and there's I guess they get the Earth overview. That was done in the year 2000. So Dan Aykroyd just did an interview with Joe Rogan. He talked about it briefly. So that's kind of where we're heading into this channel. I'm not sure how much I'm going to channel here. I want to for those okay. So give your perspective. All these visitations and all that happened when I started channeling. Didn't happen before. Now, what happened before, I would get little hits here and there. I would get like, my arm would be like this, and I'd get like a pinch or something, my arm would move. Stuff like that. It was spirit talking. So I knew the spirit world was around forever. And when I heard about my, like my spirit guides, sometimes I'll see them, like I'll be driving, I'll see one visualize around me. So I was going to go to a tarot card reader, and I would see this guide appear out of nowhere. Just, through your third eye, but pretty, like, not holographic, not super clear, but, something's there. But it wasn't that. It wasn't like those aliens where I was tapping into, I can really feel them around. It wasn't like that. So it kind of gives you, when the channel is always, that's when everything starts opening up. Like I said, it might be other stuff. I mean, I felt things around here, like you're minding your own business, everything's quiet, and then you hear a noise. And somebody's here, obviously. A noise out of nowhere. Any kind of weird noise is like somebody must be here. So just to get, you always feel like there's like little creaks and all that. It's like there's no way that did that by itself, because there's somebody roaming around. So positive or negative, that's up to you. Usually it's positive, but once you understand all this, it's usually a more positive energy. But if you don't know what the hell's going on, it could be anything. Of course, when you're figuring all this out, you might have a bunch of unfriendly beings around you, depending on what the hell you're up to. So there's that. And the thing about the reptilians too, at least my point of view, they're slaves, they're, manipulating us from another power, another source. I don't think they're that powerful. I mean, they are to a degree, but if they're manipulating us, that doesn't show us how powerful they are. Because if they're just messing with it, and they are, this isn't a fair fight. So I think they're weaker than, they put the intimidation energy out there that they're all powerful. Not to say they aren't, but this isn't fair. It's like us going around beating the crap out of an animal or something like that. It's like, if you have a weapon or something like that, they're defenseless. Just like us with them. So it's not a fair fight. And that was the other thing about the Joe Rogan thing. I guess I should put that in the title. About the catch and release. Like Zetas would come, grab you, abduct you, and then just throw you out somewhere. It's not that they're stupid, they just don't care. They don't care where you end up. You can say through their mentality, you'll figure it out eventually. Just like you grab a cat, a fish, and just throw it back in the pond. You don't know, you don't care. So, same deal. It just with us, it's like, how dare you? So that's eventually going to be, all that's from the Dan Aykroyd thing. So that was pretty fascinating. So let's see, mission to Mars. Yeah. That is, once again, there's a lot of information there. It's not obviously a lot of it is fully accurate, obviously, but it is part of the awakening. It is a version of accepting that question your reality. I know there's many talking about the secret space program and all that. Take it for whatever you want. It's a level of learning. It's like the kindergarten of space. You're hearing all these stories. Like when you're little, Grandpa's reading you a story. He said that the secret space program says the same thing. It's just when you're graduating into more of a galactic point of view, it's weird. And obviously most of your society here is not gonna be questioning what the fuck is wrong with you. Well, eventually that's gonna be turned around. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with you people? We're not there yet, obviously. So the strange is basically real, and what we call normal is alien manipulation, basically. So how do you? That's another thing. It's on how you look at things. Everybody perceives things differently, obviously. Like we look at history. Look at Jesus. Look at 9/11. 9/11 is probably a good example. Okay, you're experiencing 9/11. All this weird shit's happening, and then we look back at it and we see weird shit going on. So what we're doing is we're picking up, like with Jesus too. I just use that for example. You're seeing other parallel realities connecting to that. So right now, it's happening now, but we don't notice it. But when an event, especially when it's recorded, like 9/11, you kind of see other parallel realities working in unison. Other versions of Earth, other weird shit, nothing makes any sense. You can say that with any event, even school shootings, you can probably say the same thing with that. There's other, speaking of that, the whole Sandy Hook situation. Yeah, there's other versions happening. And when you're going through it, you don't always notice it, obviously, but when you look back at it, it's another story. So, seeing it currently isn't always it is possible. But when you're now, it's a little bit hard to detect it, obviously. Yeah, it's like the more we open up our minds to all this, the easier it is to detect. We're in the early stages of all this. So detecting all these realities, it's just, you gotta take your brain and really open it up to bizarreness. And it's insane, basically. I mean, when you're talking about little grays flying around a ship doing whatever, you can't hear anything, and it zaps out into space and goes to other worlds. You gotta be really out there, right, to tap into that. So you gotta have to change your whole point of view of looking at things. Obviously, people say raise your vibration, all that. I'm not sure if all that works, because some people that are really dark do that shit, and you just gotta do what works for you. Because I don't think that always works. There's no one size fits all either. Everybody operates differently. What works for you? Some people eating meat works. Some people eating meat doesn't work for them at all. So it's all. Everybody operates on a different wavelength, basically. Like autism, they operate differently. Everybody operates differently. So let's see here. Is anybody from message from the Pleiadians? There's seeds of knowledge planted everywhere for you to eventually tap into. Yes, your world is more bizarre than you'd ever realize. Humans here are still kind of getting over the human third-dimensional way of looking at life. Basically, you're allowing basically the strings of higher realities to tap into your reality. 9/11 is one example as a place of 1,000 realities happening at once. So you go back in your videotapes and you look back and say something just is not right there. So other parallel realities are connecting with that, but the human here isn't always capable of understanding it, at least at this state of the belief system. The belief system basically allow more love to come into your reality, and yes, healing the discernment, because many put up a wall, is allow basically information to just flow through. Figuring out your higher self isn't easy. Many of you have higher selves that are completely mad. Yes, alien higher selves that do come here in the physical form. They can. Your higher self can appear here, yes. It's rare, but it can occur. Humanity is still getting over its old dark ages. And the light ages, they're skeptical of. Yeah, it's just like a relationship. Say you have all these bad relationships, and you connect to somebody, and you can have a good relationship. But then you're so fearful of anything good to occur, you might even yourself just sabotage it. So having a positive outlook isn't the easiest. And you're doing this about changing your whole reality. some people have difficulty just doing that in a personal relationship. Think about doing that in a whole another reality. Because when you get into a relationship, that timeline shift. Major timelines occur. Your whole life can be totally different the next day. So connecting to a higher reality is the same thing, but on a bigger plateau. And yes, the world is not obviously ready for that. You are preparing for it. So just think of it that you're looking for a new relationship. At least a higher vibration realities. Look at it from that point of view. Now, many of you are ready to just jump all into it. You understand that? Most of the world is, hears that and says, hell no, I'm not going to be involved with that. But that is not, so you find other ways to making disclosure to occur. You find creative ways to do it, and most likely it will be successful. If is it positive towards others, it's there to help enlighten people, you'd be surprised what you'd be able to succeed with. Yeah, so follow the highest good, of course. Realize a lot of what we're saying here is very cryptic. I believe some of you understand. It's going right to you. Yes, relationships. Spiritual relations. Spirituality is a relationship. And many are, as you can see, they think they're in a good relationship, but come find it's not one, or there's nobody there to begin with. They visualize it, but there's really nothing. You're manifesting a reality. And this new version of Earth is basically a new era of Earth that you're manifesting. And it's a whole new ball game, yes. So you're getting the ideas, the tools of it. But eventually you're going to start feeling it. You got some time for the Earth to truly shift. But you are shifting yourselves into reality. Many are putting themselves in a change of lifestyle for them to bring in this new Earth eventually, or new era of Earth. So yes, it's a gradual one, but it's one that's going to come out of nowhere. Now, those that are part of the shift are going to know about it. It's on its way. Basically, they kept an open mind. They know aliens are here. They're finding a way to disclose it in a way where it doesn't drive themselves insane and others insane. So they are working behind the scenes. They're not making themselves known. And be surprised, miracles do happen. And even if you make like a movie, a book, or a painting, whatever it is, and people aren't understanding it, you'd be surprised. You'll still be able to make a sequel no matter what. There'll be enough there to make a sequel. We guarantee. So there is change in the way, on the way. If you can handle the burdens of this reality beating on you, no you can't, and you can, eventually the no you can't become yes you can. That's what's happening in this reality. I realize this is once again a cryptic message to those who know who this is for. Alright, blessings to you.